Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Hey, I know things are frustrating. We're trying to get to Italy. There's no news, and we've been trying for the last year to get there. And I can tell you, I feel the frustration. I'm having it too. I get mad at times and, start to feel a little crushed under the burden of when is this going to happen? When are we going to, I don't like being stopped, and it's a big stop. You're like, we're going to go do this and stop. Oh. And we're gonna do that and stop. And it's like being in traffic and there's a red light every 2 feet. Stop. Okay. Anyway, strategies for handling that kind of stuff because it's very frustrating. And I remember when I used to work for my church, and it was a great job because I would meet all kinds of people with all kinds of problems. And one day, this elderly Chinese couple came in. And they had some problem they were dealing with, some, I think, family thing, and they had a lot of attention on it, and they were struggling. So I sat down with them, and we spent the greater part of a day just learning about their lives, understanding how they grew up in China. They didn't speak English all that well, although they'd been here for like 20 years. But they were really tight as a couple, and I really admired that. They just were so in agreement with each other. It was a beautiful thing to see. So after we sat down and we talked a lot, and I showed them some tools to help them with their particular situation, I sat down and I said, well, what do you guys want to do? And they said, well, we're going to go to the mountain. And I'm like, go to the mountain? I didn't understand. I'd never heard that before. And they explained to me that whenever they get into a problem or a situation that seems to have no resolution, they go to the mountain. And they sit on the mountain and they look out until everything clears away, all of the weirdness, all of the considerations, all of the upset clears away, and they can see. And I thought that was brilliant. And then it reminded me of times that I actually sort of went to the mountain on my own when I was a kid. I had a rough go as a kid. I didn't understand life. I had a lot of self-doubt and that kind of thing. And I used to sneak out my parents' bedroom window and go sit on the roof, much to my dad's chagrin, because it's not good for the roof. But it was a strategy for me to help get me through. And I would sit there and I would look out. I wasn't looking for any particular solution, but it just made me feel better to look out. I went to the mountain, and I did that almost daily for a while. It was really, really helpful. So going to the mountain doesn't have to be like a real mountain. It can be a roof. It can be the sea. It can be anywhere where you have space and you can be sort of left alone out of your environment and look out. And when you go to the mountain, what I've found, this is just me, is that you sit on the mountain or the roof and you can see behind you. Once everything clears away and it's like clear and you can see behind you. And you can see every path, every little winding turn, every wrong turn and detour you took that got you all the way up to the mountain, to the here and now where you are today. And you can see how other people's paths have come in and interconnected. There's a network of paths, and it can be quite a confusing path. But the bottom line is all those paths somehow ended you here, which is kind of a nice thing to think of. And you can think of here and now as your next new starting point. But the nice thing about being on the mountain is then you look ahead of you, and there's no paths, right? There's no paths. But if you look really closely, you can see this little tiny bulldozer. And this little bulldozer is just plowing forward. And if you tell this bulldozer to go right, it goes right. If you tell it to go left, it goes left. If you tell it to go straight on, it goes straight on, because it's your bulldozer and it's bulldozing your path in life. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I can use this. The one thing, like I wrote an article on this after this occurred because I had so many realizations talking to these lovely people. And it was in lifehack.org, and I used to write a lot for them because they let me just write what I wanted to, and it was pretty good. People liked it a lot. The one thing I left out of the article was the fact that this poor little bulldozer needs a goal ahead of it. Because if not, it's going to bulldoze here, and it's going to bulldoze there. It's going to bulldoze over to the neighbor's yard and take out some of the flowers, and it might go over here and take out a park bench. You don't know. It's going to bulldoze some stuff it should not be bulldozing. So you need a goal. And then when you have your goal and it's clearly delineated, you can send your little bulldozer right at it. And that is really the best and happiest way to go. So what I like about what we're doing here, and I didn't really notice at the time, is we're trying to bulldoze toward that goal of getting your dream place or visiting Italy or whatever it is you want to do. And in order to help with that, we created the Move to Italy Action Plan / checklist. And this is a great little checklist because, you know, you've got the goal up here and then you've got the bulldozer and it may not know which way to go. But this gives you steps. Bing, 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 and now you're here. And so I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that and that you knew where to get it. I'm going to put something in the details down below where you can click on it and we'll take you to the Action Plan checklist where you can go ahead and download it and just fill it out and create the path to your goal. So I hope this helps you. I hope it's not too esoteric. It seems to work for me. But let me know what you think in the comments. Now, also stay tuned. We have some pretty awesome stuff coming. We did an interview with James from PJ Cabos Olive Oil. He's fantastic if you love great Italian cooking. We did an interview, another one with Ivan De Luca about the crazy Calabrian property market and what it costs to own your property. And we did an amazing interview with our wonderful Nick Metta, who gave us, he's a PhD in Italian tax law. Woo! He gave us all kinds of insight and ways around and what to do on the taxes, which was really good news for all of us. So I can't wait for that. Anyway, stay tuned. We've got a lot coming, and I'll see you in Italy. I know I will very soon. Okay, bye guys.